Officially kick off the presidential race and finally provide for some results after months of debates and polls. But what is a caucus? Amanda Keene has more.
A caucus, by definition, is a meeting of registered party voters to decide who they want to be the next president of the United States. Maine is a state that uses a caucus to nominate presidential candidates.
States themselves get to decide, and political parties get to decide how they're going to nominate or choose their delegates to the nominating conventions. And some states like Maine and Iowa have caucuses where people gather in a neighborhood meeting and they just say who they want to vote for. Now other states have primaries where they go in and it's just like a general election. You have a secret ballot and you go and punch the ballot and turn it in.
The Democratic Party and the Republican Party caucus differently from one another. The Republican caucus has speeches from the different candidates or the representatives. Voters then cast a private ballot to the precinct captain. But there's a lot of discussion between the voters before the ballots are cast.
There is lobbying going on during the caucuses. It's a little different feel. It's an idea that, like, we're going to deliberate and choose through, discussion and argument who's going to be the best candidate.
Democratic caucuses are a little more complicated. Voters will go to a caucus site and hear last-minute speeches, but then they will stand in their candidate's area. The votes will be counted up by the number of people in the area. Democrats also have the viability clause, where if one candidate is deemed not viable or is less than 15% of the vote, then those voters have the option to change their vote.
Primaries and caucuses have always been about the voters who care more about politics and tend to have more hard right or hard left positions. The people that are just sort of independents don't really make a point of going to the caucuses to say that they're not sure. It's the people who really are sure that like to show up.
Democrats in Maine allow for absentee ballots where Republicans do not. The exception to the rule is for active duty veterans. The Republican caucus for Maine will be March 5th, and the Democratic caucus will be March 6th. The locations for the caucuses will be finalized in the coming weeks.